everybody, and welcome back to the Girly Girl Bookworm. So today I'm here with my November book haul. I went crazy buying holiday reads, so you're going to see, if you've watched this one and you're going to watch my holiday TBR, a lot of this is going to overlap. But I still wanted to do both because I can. So we're going to start with my book haul. And this one, there's a pre-order that I have that hasn't come out yet. It technically comes out at the very, very end of November. So I'm going to save that one, I think, to mention in my December book haul, because by the time it gets here, it's going to basically be December. So I'm going to save it for my December book haul. I've still been toying with if I want to cancel the pre-order or not, too, on top of it. So we'll see if it goes in my December wrap-up, my December book haul instead. So we're going to share the books that I have already. It is right before Thanksgiving, so I don't anticipate any more book shopping. Let's hope not. And let's just dive right in. So I have two books that I did pre-order that did make it here already. The first one is The Girl I Was by Geneva Rose. So she is the same author who wrote The Perfect Marriage. She also wrote Dead Woman Crossing, and she also wrote another book that you will see later in this haul. She normally writes like thriller books, and this one she decided to take a contemporary kind of magical realism approach, which I'm excited to see how she does with that. So in this one, we're following a woman, and I think like she is just having a lot of issues, and then she turns back into her like 18-year-old self. So she's back in the year 2002. She's back in college. She's like back to almost having a second chance to do things again. So I'm excited. That trope can be kind of like hit or miss, but like I really liked Una Out of Order, which was kind of similar, like of going back into your past. So I'm excited to see what this one has in store and to see how she handles a different genre. So this one came out this month and I had to get my hands on it. Then I also pre-ordered Duke Actually by Jenny Holiday. I was originally going to put this in my like buy two get one free from Target sale that you'll see later, but Target didn't have it yet. Which I think the release date for this got pushed off a little bit because I remember it was supposed to come out in October, and then when I went to go order it, like wasn't out yet. So I ended up pre-ordering it like a week before it came out, but it still counts as a pre-order because it came on release day. So this one is the sequel to A Princess for Christmas, which I read with Kendra last year, and we loved it. I know that it's been kind of hit or miss with other people, but like we thought it was the sweetest book ever. That one was following somebody who was like living in New York, and he accidentally stumbles into this like princess's life, and they end up like falling in love. This one I think follows like his best friend and her best friend, and I think they end up like having a love connection. So I'm excited for this one. I'm definitely reading this one this holiday season. And then Target was having their buy two get one free sale, and I was like, I need to do that. And the only reason why I felt like I needed to do that was because I was going to be buying these holiday books anyways, and I was like, I was going to buy them anyway, so I might as well get a discount off of them. So I'm going to order them now because I can. So I ended up grabbing three, like I said. The very first one was The Christmas Escape by Sarah Morgan. You know, the past few years, I've definitely read all of her Christmas books, and I just enjoy her storytelling, her books about family and love, and I'm excited to see what this one has in store. I don't know what this one is supposed to be about, but it talks about putting an unbreakable friendship to the test. So it looks like it's going to be more about friendship versus we had The Christmas Sisters, which was about sisters, and then the Wedding in December was really about the family in general, and this one sounds like it's going to be more about friendship, so I'm excited to see what this one is going to be like, but I'm excited. I feel like I just said I was excited like 10 times. Can you tell? Then I ended up grabbing A Christmas in Peachtree Bluff by Christy Woodson Harvey. So I really like the Peachtree Bluff series, and she came out with a book after that I wasn't like crazy about. I ended up DNFing it. So then her most recent release I didn't pick up, but then I was like, but this one's going back to Peachtree Bluff, which means that I will probably really like this one. That one was following a woman and her three daughters, and so I'm excited to read this one and go back to that town and go back to those lives and see where they are at. I haven't read the synopsis yet, so I'm assuming that there's some drama that's going to occur with one of the sisters or the mother. I don't know. We'll find out, but hopefully this one will get read this holiday season. And then I also grabbed The Matzo Ball by Jean Meltzer. This one just had such a sweet cover, and I'm trying to definitely make sure that I hit a whole bunch of different voices on my bookshelf, and I thought this would be really interesting because I don't know a whole ton about Hanukkah. I know like little bits of things, but like I don't know a ton, so I'm excited to see the traditions and the cultures that are in here. I believe that it's about a girl. She's Jewish, but she loves Christmas secretly. And so apparently she is a Christmas novelist, though, and she's hid that from her family forever. And then I guess they want her to write a Hanukkah story, and then she has no idea what to write about. So then she's trying to figure out what to do. So she goes to this music celebration that's all about Hanukkah, and I believe that she ends up bumping into somebody who has been like her like arch like enemy since they were like kids, and then I'm assuming it's going to be their hate to love romance. So it sounded really sweet, it sounded really cute, I had to grab it. Then the other day I had a personal day. I had a doctor's appointment, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to make this kind of like a me day. Sydney was at her grandmother's house, so I went to Target. I got a Starbucks. I went to Barnes & Noble. I got my nails done. I went to the doctor. It was like beautiful. It was very nice because I don't really get days like that very often. So it was very nice to just be able to peruse in a Barnes & Noble with nobody. No child who's trying to scream at me. No husband who is just like, can you pick your books and let's go? So it was nice to be able to kind of like be on my own pace a little bit in the store. My husband had given me a gift card for my birthday, so I was like, I'm going to take advantage and I'm going to use this. So the first two books I got were at a table where they were buy one, get one half off. One book was on my wish list. One was not on my radar at all, but I figured it just sounded perfect, so I had to grab it. The one that was not on my radar was A Holly Jolly Diwali by Sonia Lally, and I'm really excited about this one because I teach Diwali in my classroom. So like I said, like with how I wanted to get more voices on my own bookshelf, I do that with my students too. And so like I like to expose myself to my own as well, so that way when I go to teach them, I'm a little bit more informed. So I thought that this would be really fun, another way to immerse myself in their culture and understand what this holiday is really about. But I believe this one also, I think, takes place in Mumbai, which I think is awesome. So it's about a girl, and I think that she kind of stays really close to home. She's very like close with her family. She always dates people that seem like really good on paper, but then like they don't work out. And so then she realizes that like this is not working out for her. So she ends up taking a last second trip to go to her her friend's wedding, which I believe is in Mumbai, which is when they're also celebrating Diwali. So she also meets a London musician, and I think it's their love story. I don't know. But it just sounds really fun. I don't know. Sounds really cute. I just saw the cover and I was like, yes, please. I don't even know what you're about, but I'm going to grab you. So I grabbed that one. And then the one that was on my wish list was The Battle Royale by Lucy Parker. This has to do with, I believe, rivalry cupcake businesses. And if you watched my BuzzRead video, one of my BuzzRead buzzwords is baking or cooking. So anything with cupcakes and things in it, I am like, sign me up. So I believe that they have rivalry bakeries, and then I think that they end up falling in love with it. So I'm excited for this one. Then I grabbed One Step Behind by Lauren North. Last month, I think it was last month, my months are starting to blur together, I read The Perfect Son by Lauren North, and it left my jaw on the floor, and so I was like, does she have anything else out? And I saw this one, and I was like, please let me get that one. This is How Far Will She Go to Take Back Control of Her Life? And all I know is it's a thriller. It says, a woman pushed to the breaking point by a stalker develops an obsession of her own in this new and shocking novel. That just sounds fantastic. So it sounds like she's got a stalker, and that she's trying to take her life back from the stalker, but then I think she must become obsessed with the stalker. I don't know. Sounds fun. And then the last one that I got when I was at Barnes & Noble was, oh, I still have the receipt in here, Death at Greenway by Lori Rader Day. Now, this is one that I randomly saw on, was I watching a video? It might have been in a video, actually, instead of Instagram. I think it was April from Getting Huggy with It. And she had mentioned that this book takes place in the past. And apparently these people end up, like this group home of some kind moves into like Agatha Christie's house or something. And I heard Agatha Christie and I was like, I'm sold. I am sold. And it sounds like they're like a dead body washes up and then like they're trying to figure out what's happening. So it almost turns into an Agatha Christie novel on Agatha Christie's property. I don't know. It just sounded really good. So I was like, I need that one. Buzzword, Agatha Christie. Enough said, right? And then I got 2 books randomly from Amazon because I knew that one of them I knew I wasn't going to be able to find in Barnes & Noble. And the other one I tried to get through the Target sale, but Target didn't have it. I'm starting to think that this book was self-published because I also was like anticipating possibly finding it in Barnes & Noble and it wasn't in Barnes & Noble. So I was like preemptively buying it too, worried that I wouldn't find it there either. So I ended up grabbing Window Shopping by Tessa Bailey because I couldn't find this on Target. And I think it's actually self-published potentially, which is why I couldn't find it anywhere. But I don't know why. I've never read a Tessa Bailey book, but for some reason I saw this cover and I was like, I need that now. I love to go window shopping. I love to go shopping in general, and I love the holidays. So, I don't know. Like I said, I have no idea what it's about. I don't know why I needed this in my life so badly, but I did, so I grabbed it. And the other random Amazon purchase was Last Day Alive by J.R. Adler. This is Geneva Rose's other book. So J.R. is Geneva Rose. The first book I actually have right here is Dead Woman Crossing. And I read this one a couple weeks ago. Not even a couple weeks ago, like a week ago, and I 5-starred it, so I knew I needed the sequel ASAP. So we're following the same detective, so we're still following Kimberly King in this book, but now we're following a different mystery. I've already started it. I think I'm like 39 pages and I'm not very far, but I mean, it's very short. But I knew I wasn't going to find this one in store just because this one is definitely like a like selfie, like published type of book where like you're not going to find it in the store. So I immediately grabbed it and I've already started reading it because I was just so obsessed with Dead Woman Crossing. So I grabbed this one. And then last but not least, I have my Book of the Month box. I think my daughter got her grubby hands on it, but here's my Book of the Month box. So this month, I was not necessarily excited about this box for some reason. I wasn't really enthused with many of the choices, but I was like, but I still want books. So I ended up grabbing 3 anyways. And I've read one of them already, and I 5-starred it. So it ended up being a better box than I thought it was going to be. So we've got The Collective by Allison Galen. You've probably seen me wrap this up already. This is the one that I ended up giving it 5 stars. We're following a mother whose daughter was taken from her way too early, and the killer basically got away with it. And so she kind of it's like years later, it's almost the anniversary of her daughter's death, and she kind of goes crazy, and she goes viral, and she gets arrested, and then some woman slips her a card to this, like, Facebook group, which leads her to the dark web of these mothers who basically just want justice for their children, and they will go to any means necessary to get it. So, phenomenal book. I'm really excited that I read that one. The other one that I grabbed was The Family by Naomi Krupitsky. This one sounds very, like, Godfather-esque. I've never seen The Godfather, never watched The Godfather, just because I know it's so bloody and gory, and I'm just not about that. Because the one time I walked in on my dad watching it once when I was a kid, and there was, a dead horse head in the bed, and I was like, we're done. So I don't really know what this one's about too much. It just says 2 daughters, 2 families, one inescapable fate. I believe that they're 2 daughters of, like, mobsters. And then I think it's, like, years later and how these families are, like, connected still. Again, I don't know a whole ton about it, but it sounded like it could be good. And then the last book that I have, I really think I bought this because of the cover, and that is Still Life by Sarah Winman. So I'm slightly nervous about this book because one of the things that it said in it was that there's no quotation marks, and books that don't have quotation marks really stress me out. But I read the little like brief like chapter that they showed in the beginning, and it looked like you should be able to like tell at least when people are talking. So I don't know, it takes place in 1944 in Tuscany. It's another war story, so a captivating, big-hearted, richly tapestried story of people brought together by love, war, art, flood, and the ghost of E.M. Forster. I don't know who E.M. Forster is. I don't really know. It looks like somebody... So, like, World War II must be happening. He has a chance encounter with this woman. They find a relationship with each other by the seams of it, and then it takes place over 4 decades. Hold on. Oh, frog in my throat. Oh, so how cute is this mug? We bought these when we went to Florida last month. We bought all 4, so there's one for each park. So this one's Epcot's park, but yeah. And then it sounds like he comes back to get an unexpected inheritance. I don't know. We'll see. It's big and daunting, but the cover is just like gorgeous. Gorgeous. So I'm hoping that I'll love that one. So those are all the books that I bought in November. It went a little crazy, but they were books that I like anticipated buying for myself this holiday season anyway, so they weren't a complete shock. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you've read any of them down below, and I will see you guys really, really soon. Bye, everybody.